It's Ray Give TV.
Ray
the
Give
block.
TV.
Let's get right to it.
With his age and the harsh conditions of solitary confinement.
Yeah, they might have sent him to a medical yard.
And then they also said that he has isolation effects. He has spent more than 2 decades in a near total isolation, confined to a small cell for 21 to 23 hours daily. Such conditions can lead to both physical and psychological deterioration.
Nah, I don't paint him like that. I don't think they broke Larry mentally. I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But just being in a room for 23 hours, shit.
Nah, they ain't broke him mentally. You create a program, and I think his mind's still been on his freedom and conducting business and reading. I mean, listen, it's a good story. The story that he needs to get out. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that man can sit down. I watched 6 hours of that damn footage, you know what I'm saying? Although it was 27 years ago, I believe he can get out and dance with the best of them, for real. I don't think he's one that could be mentally broke like that. If he was, they'd have been broken. Unless something is just going on that's out of his control, the psychological shit, he ain't finna let that get him. I think he'd be alright on that end of it. Let's see how this Larry Hoover and Jay Prince shit go. I don't know what that means. You expect a problem or something?
Yeah, I guess Jay Prince, I guess he responded to him getting out, but
I mean, he ain't gonna say nothing.
He ain't say nothing. Out the way.
And what do you do once you do get out after 55 years? That's 70 something.
Shit, all he knows is the joint. That routine. Everything different.
No, I don't think his mind in prison though.
Okay.
Not allowed. I don't think he's
institutionalized.
He's like, what do you do? Like, what? I wonder if he was getting on planes back then. I wonder if he ever been on a plane.
Hey, but Wack, what make you think? Because you said you seen that 6 hours, right? What did you see in that 6 hours that make you so confident that his mind ain't gone? They ain't take it from him.
A version of Martin Luther King and Malcolm mixed, and just a little sharper.
Damn, that's a hell of a statement to say.
Oh no, that's a fact. I watched it twice.
Damn.
Yeah, that power.
So he got some shit on his mind then.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, you dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't have known he was incarcerated then.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he not.
And I ain't even seen the footage, but see, I tell people all the time, that's one thing about real power. I don't give a damn. You be on the cage and be the motherfucker. When you see it, it's just what the fuck you see. It can't be disputed, you know.
Yeah, that shit ain't.
That ain't. You know what I mean?
That's why I said, nah, they ain't took his mind from him. Hell no. Listen, bro, this shit was in 1998, right? Ghost.
The documentary.
The 6 hours of the interview, right?
Okay.
Nigga. Okay, so I see this shit 2022. Okay, so that's 22, that's 24 years old at the time, right? The nigga, Larry Hoover, in 98 was telling us what was gonna happen in Chicago. And everything he was saying in 98 hadn't yet happened, but all that shit happened. I'm like, God damn. Remember, this is shit from 98. This nigga dictating 2013, 2014. I'm like, nigga, this shit, this nigga say it happened in 2014. This shit happened in 2010. So he 10, 15 years ahead of himself. But he had already been in the joint at the time about a 30 piece, something close to 30. Something like that.
So he predicted
Man,
all the renegade shit going
that
on in
nigga
Chicago.
predicted all that shit. What the youth was gonna do, what the older people was gonna stop doing and not be doing, all that shit. Yeah, he's sharp. His mind wasn't in prison. Only his body was.
Shit, if he get up out there, he ought to be able to figure some good shit out then.
Yeah. That's why I was sitting here thinking like, shit, what do you do you take it on the road? Do you go vacation? What do you know what I'm saying? What do you do?
Dang, they say his projected parole date is 2062 based on his state prison sentence, like you guys already talked about, because it's only been the federal that was commuted. Sheesh. It's another 40 years.
Yeah, that's a long ass time. And yeah, just to touch on, I know I said that I guess Jay Prince or whoever had responded. He says, "Thank you to President Donald Trump and the angel from heaven, my sister Alice Marie Free, for allowing the Creator to work through you. We're deeply grateful to the President for doing what no other president would, freeing and pardoning my brother Larry Hoover, and his words, never stop swinging. To my brother at Justin Moore and at Dubbin Josh and everyone who contributed to his journey, thank you. I appreciate you all more than words can express." So that was what Jay Prince put out there. I don't know. 2062, Rue. That's
That's a long time. Shit. But you never know what could come out of that for him, depending on, I don't know. He can't, like, so if you're you can't see the board until 2060. Was it 2062? I said
2028. What the hell you get 2062? Get that shit
from this
Man, that
this
nigga
thing they
scheduled.
posted on today. I mean yesterday.
He was scheduled to go to
Was
board
it?
in 2028 and 2024. That's cap.
Okay. No, it's just this article that it said that, because I was looking up stuff too. They put that in this article under okay. Okay. They put that in the New York Times on the 28th of this month.
They did
Today,
that when they
basically.
shot him down last year.
All right, maybe they're just going through a timeline. That's why I said that.
Yeah, they shot him down last year and rescheduled his board for 4 years.
Oh, very good, very good.
So he go back in 3.
Okay.
2062, yeah, that's wild. Jeez.
Yeah, that would be wild as hell.
That's life. Shit. Fuck, what is that?
Exactly.
35, 45, 55. See, that's 37 years.
Almost 40 years, yep.
The man in his 70s, ain't he?
Yes. 72 to be exact. 74, who is now 74. He's 74.
He had to live to be 100 or something.
Yes, it did say that. It says the projected parole date would have been 2062, and he would have been considered, I mean, his age at that time would be 111 years old. So
Nah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would have been crazy.
nah, that don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know how many people was supposed to have been killed. I don't. I never really followed the story.
Let's
I thought it
see.
was just one dude.
Nah, it was
Just
probably
that
more than
one.
that.
I think on him specifically. I think it was just that one that he got arrested for.
Nah, he called life for ordering hits while he was in prison.
Yeah, that's the other shit. Yeah, but I'm saying he went
Mm.
to prison for that one body though.
Yeah, but how many bodies he catch is all.
Cause I thought they hit him with like the conspiracy shit. And I don't know. I'm gonna look
But
Hey,
into
nobody
it.
got killed.
Probably a
hey,
bunch.
yo, hey, hey, yo, I'm looking at this Larry-Hoover.com. It's got his
Hmm?
arrest record on here.
Yeah.
It say he got two attempted in 1970, and then he got one murder in 1974.
Okay, so what's the ones they booked him for in the 90s, 80 or the 90s? That might have been what sent him, because he went to jail in 74. What did
Everything in
he
90
do?
say it's a narcotic conspiracy in 98, and then distribution of cocaine in 98. But then it's a murder in 73. I'm looking at it. It's a summary of Hoover's convictions and sentences, and then basically murder, Cook County, custody year 73, sentence 150 to 200 years. Everything else say 98, and it's a life.
So that's the fair shit.
Yeah, and
They
his
used the drug shit to give him the L.
yeah, but his state shit was trumped up. Like they gave him $1.50
If I post
for
this
that body.
website, I'm looking at it again.
Looked like he
But
had two attempts in the body.
Exactly, and they gave him $1.50 for that. And then he backed out and got the federal charges in 97. You talking about with the conspiracy, basically running the enterprise. Like, if you want to say how many bodies was in that, then we'll be in
They
here
must
all
have hit
day.
him with a RICO
Basically,
and then used GD as a criminal enterprise.
exactly, and that gave him another 6 life sentences. That's what Trump just got rid of. So now, basically, he just got to get that. He just got to get past that state, and that shit trumped up. Anyways, one body, he got 200 years. That's
Next, it
crazy.
looked like it's a body in two attempts.
Yeah, body in 2 attempts. So that's crazy.
What's that?
200 years.
You think so?
Yeah. Shit, 200 years. I mean, if you use case law and just look at other people cases, I don't think that's average.
BRAZY got 227.
What he do?
Murder.
Just murder?
Yeah, he got a couple murders.
Couple though, right?
Yeah.
But even then, But that's a couple bodies. So, and then he probably had some priors, huh?
I'm sure he has something on his record. But see, here go the thing. They'll get your ass life without in a minute. So really, that 150 ain't bad.
Give you some action.
Because he ain't got life without. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you right.
You got the possibility, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I really feel like they was trying to hang him on the GD shit, but they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't do it. So they try, cause like I don't see how the fuck. I gotta look into that. 200 years.
Dang. So he ordered an execution of William Pookie Young, whom Hoover suspected of stealing from Hoover's drug stash houses. Another gang member shot Young in the head 6 times and dumped his body in an alley February 26, 1973. Hoover was convicted of the murder after a trial in December 1973, and a judge sentenced him to what you said, Brock, 150 to 200 years in state prison. That didn't stop Hoover from running the gang, though. At its height in the early 1990s. Prosecutors say that the gangster disciples brought in about $100 million in year-end drug sales under Hoover's leadership. Hoover was careful not to talk business during his jailhouse phone call. So in 1993, authorities got a judge's permission to monitor conversations by placing transmitters in a visitor's badges, and visitors' badges given to gang leaders who would go see Hoover in person. Eventually, Hoover was charged with 40 crimes, including engaging in a continuing criminal enterprise, and a federal jury found him guilty of all charges on May 9th, 1997. U.S. District Judge Harry Lenin Weber, who died last year, handed Hoover the life prison sentence in 1998, telling Hoover that he'd misused a gift from God. The former gang leader then wound up in the Supermax. He remained there Wednesday, according to the prison records. Others who have served life sentences there, including Ted Kazatsky, I don't know how to say his last name. I think that is a Russian last name. The so-called Unabomber, Terry Nicholas, the Oklahoma City bombing accomplice, and Joe Quinn, El Chapo Guzman, the Sinaloa drug cartel kingpin. Hoover has been challenging his federal sentence for years under the First Step Act, a law Trump signed during his first term. Lenin Weber, I think that's the guy that handed down that sentence before his death, and he asked whether the state prison system could handle Hoover. State prison officials responded by calling Hoover a unique security challenge, while speculating on the possible end of his prison sentence. Out of an abundance of caution and for the purpose of ensuring Mr. Hoover's personal safety, if released to the Illinois Department of Corrections, he will be housed outside of Illinois, they told the judge. In fact, the Federal Bureau of Prisons have already agreed, to house Mr. Hoover for the remainder of his state prison sentence if necessary. That was in 2020 though. So
shout out to everybody tuning in. Larry Hoover, great day for him, right? He gonna get there, keep working, I'm sure. Gotta keep working, can't give up. You feel me? But other than that, be sure to like the video, go ahead and share the video, be sure to tell a friend and tell a friend. We got content, But until next time, it's your boy Ray giving them go. God bless. Peace.